Alright guys, Sticky Nug 716 here, and today we're going to unbox the new light, the Photontek SQ300 watt for our new 3x3 that we're building, with AC infinity tent, fans, all that stuff. We'll have some videos about all that. Let's take a look. This light has a 3.3 by 3.3 foot veg and 3.3 by 3.3 flower area. Its efficacy says it's 2.7 newmoles, which is pretty good. And we also got the extension cord for it. So let's take a look, check it out, and then we'll get it hooked up and see how it lights, and use the Pulse Pro and take some meters or some readings of the PPFD output at different levels. I am curious. I want to buy the controller and maybe buy the 600 watt version. It's a different line, where they have a 465, probably for my my 4x4. Really looking forward to this new setup. We're gonna have the autopot system in there also. So everything so far seems pretty great. These are really nice hooks, thick, nice dense cables. Everything's boxed up very nice. I believe these are made in Europe, because there's a European line as well as a American line. The American line is Photontek. The European line, I guess, is purple. So I was really excited about this light because of the style of bars. I've been interested in these square styles. I feel like maybe it helps with overall evenness of PPFD across the whole board. So we'll see how it works. New tent. It's a pretty small fixture. 22 inches by 22 inches, so it really could fit in a 2x4 or 2x2 if you really wanted to. It would be a little much power, I think. Just taking a look quick to see if there's anything that says 120 degree light distribution. It's got a pretty good curve. If you see the spectrum range is very big. It's even got some UV in the end there, it looks like, which is not used a lot. It's something newer they're testing with stuff, and I hope to get the Photontek controller so that we can do replicate the mornings and the nights. I think that's a big advantage with cannabis, because of your DLI. People always say, how can cannabis handle over 1,000 ppfd all day long outside with the normal 500 ppm of CO2. Well, the DLI isn't as long, or isn't as high, because you have slowly sun up and then you have sun down. So the DLI, yes, at some points, probably in Hawaii, Jamaica, California, does the PPFD get over 1,000 micromoles? Yes, but it's not too much DLI. with that, you know, you see that's why CO2 substitution or CO2 substitution or additives are used, so that we can raise the ppfd, because you need CO2 to accept more light in photosynthesis, because it is obviously part of its energy. With that being said, I don't really think you need to get over 1,000 ppfd unless you're running 1,500 ppm or 2,000 ppm of CO2, which that's a grow room. That's big. You know, I use my bags and I get up to 1,000 sometimes, which no complaints for me. You know, my last yield was pretty good, and this one's looking even better, and this new one I think is going to be even better than that with this new light. So let's take the rest of it out of the box, take a look at it, and then we'll get it hooked up in the tent and continue the video turning it on. So it is waterproof, and it has a very good glue covering all LEDs. It's nice and clear. As you see, it's a beautiful light, really cool. I'm really excited to see the spectrum as well as the light distribution, with being this type of bar style versus just straight line bar style. So the only thing I will complain about that I want to get the controller for is the fact that you can only do in intervals of 25% power. But with hanging distance and everything, and having a Pulse Pro or some sort of PPFD meter or lux meter, you can dial it in. Obviously every LED is different. I think this one's gonna be very good for flowering because the extended spectrum, it doesn't have a massive amount of blue light, which is used primarily in veg. It's got the IR, it's got some UV, it's definitely got some yellow in there. The blue's good too. So you could veg with it, and we will shortly, but mostly it's gonna be for flower.